Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie Infernape, and this is my battle for Week 4 of Season 6 of the National Pokeball League Majors. This week I'm going up against Danza and his Los Angeles Nidokings. This match is going to be a tough one. His team is just absolutely terrifying, and it is definitely going to be very tough to win because my team just does not look that good versus him, and I have to build a almost perfect team, and this is just going to be a tough game, but I gotta go into this game thinking, I can still win it because I still can. It's not that bad for me. It's still a manageable game to win. And even though last week wasn't the best for me, it was not a great start to the NPL. I gotta go into this game thinking positively, and hopefully I can still pull out this win. It'd be very clutch. I can get back on the right track and hopefully make a push for playoffs. But yeah, I'll just read off Danza's roster and I'll put a screenshot on the screen. So he has Tapu Lele, Mega Alakazam, Excadrill, Vaporeon, Entei, Superior, Zoroark, Komodo, Rotom, Gigalith, Skuntank, and Cryogonal. His 3 mons that can use a Z-move are Entei, Zoroark, and Komodo. So that's going to be scary. On my team, if you don't know, I did make a couple transactions. So last week my team, I had Latios and did I make another change? Yeah, I had Latios and Dugtrio. Yeah, I had those 2 mons on it. But now I traded Latios to Gypsy for Keldeo. Might seem like a bit of a weird trade because in general Latios is better than Keldeo in League format. I will say that, but I feel like Keldeo kind of fits on my team better, and I don't know, it was a cool mon to add, and hopefully Keldeo can do some cool things. Not bringing Keldeo this week, as you can see, but hopefully he can still do some work. And I did drop Dugtrio for Electivire, so that should hopefully be fun, because last week I got really messed up by Thundurus, but now hopefully I can check future mons like that in the future, because I have that cool guy Evire. He can hopefully do some work. Not bringing him this week either, but I thought about both of them. And I almost brought both of them this week. It was close for me, but opted against that. So let's go into my team here. As I said, this is a tough game to build for. He's got so many threats. He's got Lele and Zam. That Psychic Core is scary. And he's got a Sand Core with Excadrill and Gigalith, which does get the Sandstream now, so that's scary. And he's got like Superior. That's a huge threat to me because he just needs scary like Leaf Storm and HP Ground, and that hits most of my team. Then like Dragon Pulse, and I don't have a whole lot for that. It's really scary. So Serp's gonna be tough to check. The rest, everything else on his team is still kind of scary on its own right. Even like Cryogonal might seem kind of weird, but in this match it's actually pretty good. I don't regret switching. I mean, Slowking can take freeze tries pretty well, especially with my set, but still, it's gonna be a little scary to deal with Cryogonal. But let's get into my team here. So first off, we have Hippowdon, just a pretty physically offensive, a mixed wall here. I forget what this, I forget what this was for. I think it was maybe so I don't get 2KO'd by Psychic by Mega Alakazam. Something like that. I forget exactly what it was. Maybe it was, I think it was something like that. I forget exactly, but that's what that Uspidef is for there. But my moveset is just Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Roar, and Slack Off. Originally I did a Fire Fang. That way I could hit Excadrill if he does carry Magnet Rise, which he might, it's possible. Also I can hit Rotom because this thing will be my switch in. I might check to the Rotom. Oh no, I think he's Spadef so I don't get 2 KO'd by Modest Spec Shadow Ball from Rotom, I believe. So that's why I have that there. But yeah, I thought about carrying Fire Fang, so I do have something to hit the Rotom. But I ended up opting for Roar in the end, just because I felt like it'd be nice if I can get it Rocks. I can just, Roar, phase things out, get chip damage on stuff, and that would be awesome. Next we have Ditto. It's not a whole lot of reason. It's not a whole lot of option here in the moveset that I'm bringing and stuff. But Ditto is nice because it allows me to check like certain mons like Komodo if he decides to bring that and try to set up and sweep me. I did not see that in any of my mocks. Real quick, thank you to all the people that mock me. Thank you to Riz, Shoddy, Gypsy, and Mio. Mio mocked me twice. Thank you to him. Big shout out to those guys, and thank you to Gypsy. He helped me build, not like a whole lot, but yeah, he did help me, and he was a big help in this team building process. So thank you to my man Gypsy, and also just other lads that I mentioned. Even though I kind of got messed up in the first 2 mocks, which were against Riz and Shoddy, it was still helpful, and I did I did build better after that, and I had close games versus Gypsy. And the other 2 mocks versus Mio. Fun fact, I did actually lose all 5 of my mocks, so that's not great. But I did still feel somewhat comfortable going into this game, really as comfortable as I could going into this game. But I think this was a pretty good team. I think this was close to as best of a team as I could build, considering this matchup, which was not in my favor. But yeah, Ditto here. Nice. Also for Superior, I can switch in, take the Leaf Storm pretty well, and then well, I won't copy his boost then, but I can still you know, hit it with a Dragon Pulse or something. Or I believe these Ivies are for Hidden Power Fire, so I can check that and hit it pretty hard within HP Fire. Also, if he decides to bring in the Drill in the Sand, then I can you know, maybe sack off a Mon and bring in Ditto, and I will outspeed that, and then I can just Earthquake freely if he does not bring his Rotom or Cryogonal. Yeah, I don't think he has any, you know, he doesn't have any flying types, so I can just Earthquake pretty freely versus team if he does not bring those two, so that's awesome. Yeah, and next we have an Assault Vest Slowking. Similar set to last week. I'm saying it's just AV, so I can switch in, take hits pretty well, but also dish out hits and do good damage. I have Shadow Ball, Surf, Future Sight, and Psychic. Future Sight's kind of nice because it allows me to hit Vape as hard as possible. I could carry Nasty Plot or something, but I can't because I'm AV. It would be nice to carry Nasty Plot because then I can set up and beat that thing for sure. But I can hopefully beat it depending on when he gets a Scald Burn and when you know, just kind of on hacks with Scald Burns and Psychic could get the Spit F drop, or even Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is 20%, Psychic gets 10, so we'll have to see how that goes if I get into that spot where I do have to beat Vape with my Slowking. Hopefully I don't. I mean, I can switch into Vape pretty well and take Scalds and stuff. I can eat them up, but hopefully I don't need to beat Vape with my Slowking, because that could be a little annoying, but it is a plan I have in the back. Yeah, I originally had Flamethrower over Psychic, just so I could hit like Cryogonal and I guess like Superior, yeah, but I still hit that thing pretty hard with Future Sight or Psychic, so it's fine. And Surf is just a nice stab. Shadow Ball allows me to hit Zam and Lele. This thing can switch into Zam and Lele. I believe it does not get 2 KO'd by a Spec Shadow Ball from Lele. It could carry Spec's T-Bolt, that'd be scary, and that does have a good chance to 2 KO me. But either, well, I mean, I can play around it hopefully and maybe like go into Hippo after the first T-Bolt, and then I'll get some health back. I'll be at around 80% with this thing. So, I don't know, I'll have to see how that goes, but hopefully Slowking can choose some hits and hopefully just not allow me to just be swept by his Psychic type offensive mons there, because they are very scary. Next we have a Scarfed Serena with U-turn, Drop Kick, High Jump Kick, and Rapid Spin. This thing is spinning and kicking, it's doing all kinds of fun things. This max speed, I'm trying to outspeed to make it Alakazam. So that's why I'm just carrying max speed there in Jolly, because I do not outspeed it if I'm adamant. Yeah, this just nice stab and coverage. Drop Kick, it's the hardest hitting stab it gets. It's not got Leaf Blade, or maybe even Horn Leech. No, it doesn't get Leaf Blade. That'd be cool if it did, but sigh. Yeah, then yeah, it's just nice to be fast and pivot and get off chip damage and stuff, and hopefully check Alakazam and stuff. And also we can switch in to like an Earthquake from Excadrill or a Leaf Storm from Superior if I need to. It's pretty nice, and also it does give me you know, some kind of way of getting rid of rocks, because I do Rapid Spin on it if I feel like I need to. I probably won't be spinning with this thing, but if I'm in a spot where I feel like I want to sack this thing off so something else can do better, then you know, it would be nice to spin, or just in general just get rid of rocks for my team. And that could be helpful. Next we have Heatran. This was a set that Gypsy helped me with a lot, so the idea is trap and kill Vaporeon. Vaporeon's very scary to my team. I don't have great ways of beating it. It's so fat. It is ridiculously fat. Like, imagine just, like, if you think it can live a hit, it can. And if you think that, like, it can, like, not, like, if you think, like, some attack does, like, 50% to it, it probably does, like, 10. Because Vaporeon's just super incredibly fat, and it's annoying. But the idea here is my Gracium Z Solar Beam that will, I think it's a roll to Oko, depending on his spread. But it does a lot, so if I can get just a little bit of chip damage like rocks or from a Magma Storm, then I can definitely Oko with a Solar Beam. But the plan is Magma Storm, it only switch in, and then it'll be trapped, and I can taunt it, and that way it cannot protect or anything, and then I can make sure I get off my Z-Move Solar Beam, which can Oko that thing, so that'll be awesome. Or not Oko, but with that bit of chip damage, it'll Oko. Then Flash again, it's just a nice stab, hits Gigalith, hits stuff like that, and yeah, taunt is there. Also maybe stop maybe Gigalith from setting up rocks, something like that. So hopefully Heatran can do its job and trap and kill the Vaporeon. Bit of speed, that's just like in case if... I think it's just speed creeping Skuntank. I don't think Skuntank's gonna come. I don't think I saw it in any of my mocks, but just in case. I thought about carrying Earth Power, so that Entei cannot switch in too comfortably, but I did not see it in any of my mocks, so... I think Entei has a decent matchup versus me, but I feel like he has other mounts that can do a little better, so I don't think Entei's gonna come, but we'll see how that goes. Then the last slot with the best nickname, Rizzy Meow, is the Alolan Persian with the Choice Scarf. So U-turn, Hidden Power Ice, Foul Play, and Switcheroo. So the idea here is check Superior. I cannot be that, hit it with a Technician boosted Hidden Power Ice, which does around half. It's decent damage. You know, I can pivot out against things. You know, it would be nice if I can pivot with my 2 Scarfers here. That'd be really nice if I can just pivot, get off chip damage and stuff. That'd be cool. I have Foul Play, can help me check Excadrill, maybe make that thing not a free switch in. Then I do have the Switcheroo here. Hopefully I can get it you know, off against Vaporeon or maybe Gigalith. But yeah, it'd be really nice to switch to the Vape, so that I can just kill it with something else and don't have to worry about it wishing up and stuff, because that'd be annoying. Enough speed to outspeed. I think this is if his superior if his superior speed creeps my next fastest mon, which is my Keldeo. So, I mean, yeah, either way, I'm Scarfed, so I'll outspeed Serp, unless if he's Scarfed and max speed, which I don't think he'll be either, but we'll see how that goes. So, this team, it was tough to build. I made a lot of different variations of it, and it's a lot of different teams, but I think this is as comfortable as I can feel going into this game. I feel like I built a good team. Not a great one, because this matchup's just not good. I'm not trying to blame it on the matchup. I don't want to, you know, sound salty and just kind of blame everything on that. And I mean, I'm not trying to, but you know, it was tough to build for. But I feel like I did a good job in just building and getting myself in as good of a position to win with my building as I could have. So we're gonna go into battle here in just a second. Now we will see how that goes. Alright, my dudes, we are back with the battle, as you can see here. So I'm bringing the team that you just saw in the team builder with the Hippowdon, Ditto, Slowking, Serena, Heatran, and Alolan Persian. While Danza brings quite an interesting team, not quite what I expected. He brings the Cryogonal, Vaporeon, Gigalith, Rotom, Entei, and Excadrill. So, things to note. No Superior, which I was shocked. I thought it had a good matchup versus me, and I really expected that, and I was scared of it. But that wasn't the most shocking thing. It was really weird not seeing the no Mega Alakazam and no Tapu Lele. That was weird. I thought those two were definitely coming, for sure. But I mean, I guess I'm glad that they didn't. Rotom, I'm not too scared of it, because I do have Hippo. If I didn't have Hippo, I'd be pretty scared of it, but I think I can deal with Rotom decently. Cryogonal, I am pretty scared of. I was hoping that wouldn't come. Slowking should hopefully be able to switch into that and take freeze tries pretty well, which is nice. Vaporeon's gonna be scary. I do have Heatran, so I can hopefully trap and kill that. Excadrill with the sand with Gigalith here could be scary. So hopefully I can deal with that. I do have my Hippo to keep that in check, so hopefully Hippo can manage that. And then he also does have the Dog Boy, the Entei here. I do have Slowking and Hippo, so hopefully I can pivot with them and hopefully manage around the Entei. But this was a long battle, so I'm just going to get into it. My plan is lead Ditto because I can scout whatever he leads with, and if he leads Gigalith, I can just get up rocks. So I'm just going to see what he leads with. So he leads Vaporeon, so I can see his full set here. And he has the Scald, Wish, Protect, and Heal Bell. So, good to note. I believe I just clicked Scald, so I'm like, I can just get out damage on something, so why not? I do not get the burn here. That would have been cool if I did. But I'm not that lucky, so it's all good. So I can just go into Slowking here. On the Toxic and eat up that. Or, I mean, Toxic's not great, but I can take a hit from this. Even Freeze Dry does like 30%. So it does go for Freeze Dry at 26%. So this was a kind of weird set on by this because with how much he scalded, I know that he has a bit of HP, and then with how much the Freeze Dry did, he has some special attack, but not max, so it was interesting to see his set here. So, as I said, this was a really long battle. It was like 89 turns or something in total, so I might speed up some part of it, but yeah, for the beginning, we're just gonna, let's keep going at the same rate. So, so yeah, there he heals up, so it was bad to see that, so I'm like, oh, this could be annoying to beat it. We've seen, yeah, that Freeze Dry and Toxic lasting probably Rapid Spin. Oh yeah, now I do get confirmation that it is Rapid Spin because I copied it with Ditto. So here I'm like, okay, you do not have HP down. You have no way of threatening Heatran. I'm going in Heatran immediately. So I just do that as he might go into Fade. I forget what he does. No, yeah, he just heals up again, right? Now he goes in Vapor Round. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect situation. I go for Magma Storm, and I miss, which is unfortunate. That would have been a really nice time to hit my Magma Storm on the first one. Slight spoilers here, I do actually end up getting pretty lucky, and I think that was the only Magma Storm I missed in this entire game. I might have missed one more, I forget, but that was a big one to hit, though. I mean, I'll talk about that more later, but yeah, so I missed that Magma Storm here, so I think I decide my best play is just click Magma Storm again. As he protects and just blocks that and scouts for it, so I think what I do is I might just click Magma Storm again. No, I switch out. I try to play it safe, and yeah, I bring in Slowking because I figure you're going to Skull there. I can bring in Slowking, chew that, and then switch out, and then get back to a little higher health. Or yeah, first I go for the Future Sight, just trying to get off some future damage on something, so that's nice. He goes right back into this thing, which takes less than half from Future Sight, so I cannot beat that thing 1v1, because, he can heal up on me, he can Toxic, he can Freeze Dry, and that's a little unfortunate for me, so yeah, I go into Heatran there in the Cryogonal because I know I wall that thing, as he doubled into Entei, which he knows can threaten out my Heatran because he could have Bulldoze. I also do not know that if he's banded, Bulldoze Okos me, so I do not want to stay in with Heatran, so I do just switch out and do a Hippo here, so he does Substitutes. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I believe I just, oh yeah, Future Sight breaks the sub, that's right. Here I'm like, well, I can just set up rocks, why not? But he goes into this on the switch, so I'm like, oh, shucks, you can spin. I believe I go into Heatran, and this is kind of where the cycle starts. Every now and then I'll get a chance to go in Hippo, set up rocks, but every time he'll go into Cryogonal and spin. Then I'll go into Heatran for the most part, and yeah. Oh, actually, no, here, like, at cycle has not totally begun yet. Okay, you've sort of seen me glimpse a bit, but this is a big point in the game, so I have now trapped this thing. I can hopefully kill it. I do not want to just go for my Bloom Doom here. I kind of wanted to, but I did opt against it because I thought he could go for the Protector. So I think I go for the normal Solar Beam first because at this range it does kill. And I feel like he could go for the Protect this turn, and then he would have to try to get the double the next turn. So I don't think he's gonna... Yeah, so I do go for the normal Solar Beam as he wishes. So yeah, now here he can just go for the Protect, and then he'll be back with full health. Which that's unfortunate for me, but that's okay because he'll still be trapped by Magma Storm, and I think he's still in range of Solar Beam no matter what. So I do go for the Bloom Doom here, and can this knock out the Vaporeon? It should, but he's Rindo. I kind of thought he might have been Rindo when I saw he's not lefties. I don't know if I attacked this thing yet with a like contact move, so I did not see if it's Rocky Helmet. I don't think I did yet. No, I don't think I went for a contact move yet. So he could have been Rocky Helmet, he could have been Rindo Berry. I was hoping he wasn't. I mean, I should have played that a little safer, trying to scout if he was Rindo, trying to just break it with maybe, yeah, I don't know, trying to break it with something else. Maybe I should have just, I don't know. I could have done some other things, but that was unfortunate. But maybe I can still knock it out with a normal one, because I already used up my Z move here. So he's at really low health, but I cannot knock him out in one turn now, because Magma Storm does not do enough damage, and then Solar Beam takes 2 turns, you know. So Scald, we go into Slowking and eat that up. And this is where the cycle starts. I'm like, okay. It's going to be a little tough to deal with Vape. I think I can still do it, but it's going to be a little tougher now. So, yeah, he goes into Cryogonal as a Future Sight, then I switch out, I go into Heatran. It's a big cycle here. Yeah, he makes the play into Rotom as... I might have run into Ditto here. Yeah, he did. This is where I go into Ditto. Yeah, I see he has T-Bolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power, and Trick. I believe it's probably Hidden Power Ground for my Heatran. I have Hidden Power Fire on this, so I go for the Hidden Power thinking that he will Volt Switch into his Excadrill or just Dry Switch. As he does, and I do a little under half, and then Future Sight comes on in. I'm like, yo, that's awesome. So, I wanted to just stay in, click HP Fire, knock that thing out, but I figured he'll go into Vape, maybe Entei, and just eat that up. So he goes, yeah, into Vape, so, I have this thing in, which is pretty cool. I think I just U-turn thinking he'll switch out. Yeah, I could have Trop Kicked, but it would have 2KO'd, but he could have just gone into Entei, so I didn't want to Trop Kick as he goes into Entei. But yeah, so I try to bring in this thing. I think I U-turn thinking he's gonna switch. No, I foul played thinking he might try to bring in Excadrill, I think. I don't know, that was an interesting play there, but yeah, so at this point, the next 30 or so turns are not too exciting, I think. I think there's a kill at some point. Actually, I think there's a kill sometime soon. You guys will see in a second. But yeah, once that kill happens, I think then I'll just speed up a bit till it gets to a not boring part. Because yeah, it's just kind of the same stuff happening. He wishes, brings an Entei. That's unfortunate for me, because that thing gets healed up. So yeah, I heal well to get rid of the poison on Slowking, because that thing was poisoned, and I figured, you know, might as well just steal his heal bell. That'd be pretty cool. So now Slowking's nice and healthy, nice and no status. I believe, yeah, Future Sight here. So yeah, he brings in Rotom. I bring in Hippo, because I'm like, well, that's my check, that's my switch in, it's all good, my dudes. So here, yeah, he can't switch out, because, you know, I got him on the full switch there. So I go for the Roar, just because I knew he was going to bring in this. I don't have rocks up, so I'm not gaining a lot from that, but this thing does come on in from the Roar and die to the Future Sight. So we had our first death. Woo, 34 turns in. The next death is not for like 30 more turns or something, so at this point I think I'll just speed up this portion, unless if something too exciting happens, and I'll pause and talk about it, but yeah, I'll just let this part kind of play, because not too much happens, I don't think. So yeah. Okay, so one interesting thing I want to note there, I'm just going to throw it back in, I'm just going to talk for a second. So, yeah, he brought in that, set up his rocks, which that's unfortunate. I can only get rid of them if I can find a chance to spin, which I might be able to, I don't think I'll be able to. But yeah, I could have just killed, or I might have been able to kill him with Heatran, with a Flash Cannon. I don't think I would have, I think it might have been a roll, but if it was in his favor, and I did not want him to Earthquake and just knock me out. So maybe I could have just Flash Cannon, maybe I should have, and tried to knock out Skiglith and not allow him to set up rocks. I don't know, but I didn't want to risk Heatran dying, because I felt like I still needed it to help check Cryogonal and help maybe check a Vaporeon. So just want to clarify that. I'll jump on in if there's anything important that comes up in the next bit. Oh yeah, so here, another kind of important play. So, I got off the Magma Storm, got off some nice chip damage, this thing's getting really weakened, it's getting pretty low, that's cool. He goes to the Z-move Tectonic Rage, which was pretty cool to see. So at that point, I had saw, Sub and Toxic from him. I wasn't certain what his last two moves were. I was not certain if he had Bulldoze or not. I kind of wanted to stay in with Heatran and knock him out with a Flash Cannon, but I was close to making that play, but I did not want to risk it. I went into Slowking, and I'm very glad I did, because I did not want Heatran to die. I could have also gone to Hippo. Either of those two really, yeah, I mean, either of them makes sense, so. But yeah, so I go into Slowking, and I don't eat that up. It does a good chunk, but I do live it, so that's cool. Yeah, so that's how that is. And Entei's a little more weakened. I'm getting pretty weakened too. And I think I just switch out here. Or I might just Future Sight. But yeah, so I'll come back in a second if anything more happens. Alright, so here, I'm just going to talk about this play. So, I saw earlier when he outsped my Ditto that copied his Rotom that he is Scarfed. So I know he's Scarfed, but I'm Scarfed, so I outspeed him. So, I thought about going for a switcheroo, thinking Bait might come in. I thought it might, but I was like, I'm just going to go for Foul Play, get off good damage on this thing. It won't kill, but it'll do a good chunk. So this thing is almost dead, which is cool. Go for Foul Play, do a good chunk. He can go for a Volt Switch here, which will do a good amount of damage to me. It does quite a bit. I do live it. Maybe I should have tried to keep this thing a little healthier. I could have maybe U-turned there, but I don't know. I felt like it was still nice to get the chip damage on that thing. I don't know. Maybe I needed it, maybe I didn't. But yeah, just want to talk about that. So yeah. Oh yeah, so there he went for the Wish, and his Rotom was back to full. So that damage with Foul Play might have not really mattered that much, so maybe it wasn't that important to get off the foul play damage, but his Rotom's back at full health, which that kind of sucks for me, but you know, hopefully I can still manage to kill it with something. But really, so we're 55 turns in. Okay, I think at this point I'm gonna stop speeding up any portion if I have it sped up. I think I'm just gonna keep talking for the rest of the video here. So we are up 6-5 with 55 turns in. He has Rock Slip on my side. I do not have Rock Slip on his. He has some pretty weakened mons. Entei is kind of weakened. Vigolith is a little weakened. Rotom's back at full though. Vaporeon's pretty healthy, I think. Or no, Vaporeon was at half, so okay. Cryogonal was at full, I think. Yeah. So the plan is I need to weaken things down, and I need to get rid of that Vaporeon. Really, that thing could stand in my way. It could be annoying. I'd like to win it late game with maybe Serena or Ditto. They can hopefully do work. But yeah, I need to just weaken down his team, just get kills just every now and then, just keep on chipping down his team. So I need to try to do that. If I can get up rocks and get them to stay, that'd be awesome. So it'd be great if I can get rid of the Cryogonal here. So if I can find a situation to kill it with maybe Heatran or a Serena or something, that'd be awesome. So I really need to try to get rid of that Cryogonal as soon as I can. But yeah, so he Volt Switched on that turn. I think he brings in, he brings in this thing, right? So yeah, he does just sack it to the Magma Storm. Or no, wait, that was, right, never mind. I thought, okay, yeah, I switched in Heatran on the Rotom. So yeah, here I believe I go into Hippo, yeah, as he just bulldozes, I chew that. So at this point, I think I might just click Roar again, just because you could switch. I might have clicked Rocks. Yeah, I do just click Roar. I don't have Rocks up though, so I'm not gaining a lot from it, but yeah, here I'm in kind of a tough spot here. I think I click Roar again, so I figure, you know, why not? Maybe I can Roar till like Gigalith or something comes in. But that was a dumb play to stay in, because he went for the trick, and now I have a Choice Scarf, which means Hippo is not as good at being a wall and, you know, healing up and doing that job. And it's gonna be harder to get at rocks because I'm Scarf now, so it's not a great play on my part. In a way, it sort of helps to be Scarf, because then I can outspeed Vaporeon now, which I probably won't be in a situation where I need to outspeed it, or it really matters that I outspeed it, but that could help. But yeah, I think I just Roar here. So now I'm locked into Roar. That's kind of unfortunate. I think I'd switch into Slowking here. Or maybe I'd just keep Roaring, I forget. No, I do switch into Slowking. So yeah, here, I think this is where I decide to sack off Slowking. No, maybe not. No, not yet. No, not yet. Whoops. So yeah, I go into Heatran, because, you know, Cryogonal. So I take the T-Bolt decently well, and I do just go for a Magma Storm and knock him out. The crit probably didn't matter. He did have some like HP, so that could have mattered, but there's still the 12% chance, you know, after the turn, or the 12% damage that happens after the turn. So I would have needed like a minimum roll. I'm not sure exactly what his HP spread was, but I would have needed a very low roll for him to live the Magma Storm and the 12% after. Now, it is kind of unfortunate for him that I keep hitting these, because they are 75% accurate. And I think I've only missed one, and that was my like 6th or 7th that I've used. So that's unfortunate for him. But yeah, so at this point, Danza in the chat is saying how he lost, and I was like, I didn't totally believe if he had lost yet, because I still kind of thought he had a way, because he Vaporeon. Also, I didn't, if he could keep the Cryogonal healthy, so I think he still had a chance, more than he thought. But yeah, so I think this is where I decided to sack off Slowking, because I figure, I feel like I'm not gaining a lot by keeping Slowking alive. It could be nice to help check Vaporeon, but I don't know, it just gives me the same cycle, and also, I mean, I want to kind of facilitate the process of this game ending. I feel like this was, I don't know if this play was too helpful. I don't think it really hurt me too much, just sacking off Slowking. But he lives the Freeze Dry, I can just Future Sight and get off some damage on something soon, so yeah, here I just sack off Slowking. This gives me a chance to bring in Serena, and I'm just going to click High Jump Kick. He does not have Rotom anymore, so he has no way of, yeah, so unless I miss, then I will not take the 50% this turn. So I do go for High Jump Kick and knock that thing out. So here he brings in Entei. I'm like, well, why'd you bring in Entei? I guess he did not get confirmation on Scarf yet, so he doesn't quite know. Actually, no, he did just, yeah, he just got confirmation on Scarf, so it was interesting that he brought this thing in. I guess he didn't want to bring in Vaporeon. Yeah, it was weird that he brought this thing in, because he needed me to miss for really him to gain anything from bringing this in. It was a weird play that he brought this in, but I figured it's only a 10% chance of being missing, and it is my best play just to High Jump Kick, because I outspeed. I can just knock him out with High Jump Kick. Also, he can knock over an E-Speed, because I do have that ability, like Queenly Majesty or something, so I will not be damaged by E-Speed if he has it. So I'm just gonna go for high jump kick. I had a feeling I would miss. I was like, why do you bring this thing in? It was too good to be true. I was like, why would he bring in this thing in? I was like, I can just click high jump kick, but I miss. I'm like, I figured. Not that I really not that I can talk negatively and say I got hacked in this game, because I got pretty lucky hitting most of my Magma Storms, but I don't know, it was a little unfortunate there, but yeah, he does still die to the Future Sight, so I'm up 4-2 at this point. So at this point, I do stop and just think for a second. Alright, so I need to get rid of the Gigalith so I can just have Vaporeon left, and then the plan is I need to try to switch through that thing with my little Persian, give that thing a Choice Scarf, and then my Ditto can wall that thing. So that's the plan, that's what I'm going to try to do, and that's how I can win this game. So I bring in Heatran. I don't know if this was my best play. I think I should have brought in, I don't know, I could have brought in Hippo. It was a tough play. I could have maybe brought in Ditto, but I didn't want Ditto to get weakened. I don't know, nothing seemed amazing here, but nothing seemed terrible, so, yeah, bring in Hippos, bring in Heatran as he brings in Gigalith. I kind of thought he'd bring Gigalith, but whatever. Here I switch into Hippo, as I can chew the Earthquake. And then I can Earthquake myself. He lives it. That is actually boosted by the Sand Force, because I'm not Sand Stream, I'm Sand Force. He Toxics me, that's alright. And here I knock out his Gigalith. So, it is Vaporeon versus the world. Can I beat his Vaporeon? That is the question here. My plan is switch through with my Lone Persian. That's my one way of beating it, and then I can just wall it with Ditto, and then when it's forced to struggle, I can heal or something. So I go into Ditto here, just get a safe switch. If he scalds, then it's all good. He protects. So yeah, I know it said his Scald, which protected Heal Bell. So I cannot touch him, he cannot touch me. This is an interesting situation. Now his wishes have like 24 PP, I think, or something really high. His Scald is 24. I think he's down to like 17 or so Scald to this point. But yeah, so let me talk about that play. So we both wished that previous turn. He was at, around half health. I can't touch him, so I thought he would protect, or maybe Heal Bell that turn. I did not think he would Scald, so I thought that was my chance to go in Persian. It'd be on the wish too, so if he doesn't Scald, then I can be back at pretty high health. That was a bad play on my part. That was very bad, because I should have, what I should have done there is either stay in with Ditto, or just probably sack off Heatran, or Hippo, really either of them. Probably sack off Heatran, but I should have just switched into Heatran, sacked that off, and then got my free switch into Persian, and then gone for the switcheroo. That was my best play, that's what I should have done. Yeah, he really did not have a whole lot of reason not to Scald, because, yeah, my other two mons were weak to Scald, and then Persian just dies to Scald on the switch in, so, and he doesn't lose a whole lot if he Scalds, and I stay in with Ditto, so that was a bad play on my part. I don't have a great way of winning now. Maybe with a bit of luck or a choke from Danza, I can pull it through, but this is gonna be tough now. That was a bad play. That was bad. That was rough. So I'm thinking, did I just choke? I might still have a chance, maybe, if I can get lucky with Ditto, or Danza can choke, or I don't know. I think my players, I need to try to wish and bring in Heatran. That's my only chance, because right now Heatran cannot live a Scald. After Rocks, he can't live a Scald, so that's unfortunate. I don't think I'm gonna get a great chance to wish and then switch into Heatran. I don't think he'll let me. Danza's smart. He's gonna play it smart, but I need him to choke. That's really my only chance of winning. So, yeah, I do just wish, and then I think I wait a couple turns to try to pass it into Heatran. Yeah, he Scalds here, as he should have, because if I switch into Heatran there, I wouldn't have won if he didn't Scald, but that was my only chance at maybe sort of trying to come back. I could have taunted him, and then he would have had to Scald, and then I could have gone to Vaporeon, and then I don't think I would have won, but maybe if I could get that cycle going, then I could win, but nah. That was my chance there to try to bring in Heatran, but no, he Scalded, he made the correct play, and then I bring in my Ditto. Now I only have 5 PP here because I'm Ditto, so I just wish. I'm just gonna keep just going for wish till I'm dead here. So yeah, that is unfortunate because his Vaporeon's gonna be able to beat me. And if I was able to switch through with my Persian, I would have won, which is really unfortunate. Really sucks. This was a choke. That is, yeah, no, that's correct. It was. really frustrating because in hindsight, why did I make that play? He had no reason not to scald that turn. It's a tough one. Yeah, now I'm just struggling, and then my vape's gonna die in just a second. So I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose to Danza in a 1-0. So we're gonna be 1-2 with a -2 differential. It's not a horrible differential for being 1-2, but still, it's unfortunate. And yeah, the one win was from Gator when he did have his team. So I'm 0-2 with this team, which sucks. Yeah, I don't know. It is tough when you go out like this. The good news is, and the silver lining, I guess, is I put myself in a position to win. So I did better this week. So that's good. I was in a position to win, and I did definitely build a better team this week than last week, I feel. This was a tough matchup, as I said, but still a winnable one. But we did go down to Danza, which is a little shitty because I should have won that game. Not anything against Danza, and I mean he even said it himself. But that it's really frustrating for me because I was in a position to win, then I blew it. But that's life. That's Pokemon. Next week we're playing Zazo. That's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a very tough game. Zazo is, I think I'd say he's the second best drafting player behind Gypsy. I mean, yeah, definitely Maddie's up there. Maddie's possibly second, but Zazo is very good, and it's gonna be a tough game next week. Where Zazo, he's undefeated. He beat Jolt this week. He's 4-0. So a very tough game. He has a solid roster, and it's not gonna be easy. Yeah, it's also another part why this loss here was even more frustrating, because next week is going to be possibly my toughest match all season, but I gotta really focus and build another solid team. I feel like this was a good team. This was a team that this was the team that gave me a chance to win, which that's good, and hopefully next week I can build another team like that I at least have a chance to win. I'm gonna have to play well next week, not choke. We'll see how that goes, but I'll have to go into that thinking positively. I can't think negatively. If I think there's no chance that I'll win, then I definitely won't win. If I try to be positive, then I'll maybe have a chance. We'll see how it goes. But also another note, I did trade with Carney. I gave him my Heatran, and he gave me his Victini. So it's a little interesting trade on his part, but I figure when life gives you Victini, you take your frickin' Victini, which is Z-move eligible as well. So that should be a fun toy to play with. I'm excited to maybe get to use Victini next week. But yeah, I'm excited for next week. Hopefully we can beat Zazo. Gonna be a tough one. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It was a long battle, long video. It'll be a little shorter than what I have now because I'll speed up a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys next week, as I said. And yeah.